A phobia is an irrational fear of an object, situation, or a living thing. While most people have heard of common phobias, like the fear of heights, acrophobia, or the fear of spiders, arachnophobia, there are many strange, less talked about phobias. Here is a list of 11 weird phobias you may have never heard of. Number 1. Archibutyrophobia. The fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. Archibutyrophobia is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. While the phenomenon has happened to everyone at one point or another, people with this phobia are extremely afraid of it. The severity of this phobia varies from person to person. Some with this condition may be able to eat small amounts of peanut butter, while others will avoid eating peanut butter or anything with the consistency of the peanut butter altogether. Number 2. Arithmophobia. Fear of numbers. Many people grow up dreading maths class, but people with arithmophobia have a fear of numbers. People with this fear usually experience anxiety associated with doing maths or dealing with numbers in general, versus fear of actually seeing the number symbols. The fear of numbers is also sometimes referred to as numerophobia. Arithmophobia can significantly impair a person's life, as it is difficult to do many tasks or occupations without dealing with numbers. Number 3. Plutophobia. Fear of money. Many people probably wish they had more money, but plutophobia is a fear of money or wealth. People with plutophobia may fear becoming wealthy themselves or have a fear of wealthy people. They generally dread money itself and having to deal with money. People with this fear may potentially sabotage their career to prevent them from making more money or becoming wealthy. The fear of becoming wealthy may stem from a fear of the responsibilities or pressure associated with it, or the fear of getting robbed. Number 4. Octophobia. Fear of the number 8. Octophobia is a fear of the number 8. Interestingly, there are a few other known phobias to specific numbers, except for the fear of numbers themselves and the fear of the number 13. People with octophobia not only fear the symbol 8 as it appears written down on addresses or advertisements, but they also fear objects present in groups of 8. The fear of the number 8 may come from its resemblance from the infinity sign. It may come from a traumatic event involving the number 8. It is an incident that happened on the 8th of the month. Number 5. Optophobia. Fear of opening one's eyes. Optophobia is a fear of opening one's eyes. This fear can be extremely debilitating, as it is hard for an individual to carry out daily activities without opening their eyes. People with optophobia may prefer to stay indoors or in dimly lit areas. This phobia is usually associated with a generalized anxiety disorder. Like so many other phobias, this fear is usually the result of a traumatic incident. Number 6. Linono, fear of string. Linonophobia is a fear of strings. A person with this phobia will have an extreme reaction when even thinking of string, let alone seeing it in person. Linonophobia affected people will avoid string or anything having to do with string, such as sewing or tying shoes. This usually develops from a negative association with string that may stem from a fear of being restrained or restricted. A person that experiences a traumatic event, such as being tied up as a punishment or kidnapping, may develop linonophobia. It can also develop simply from watching these events on television. Number 7. Pagonophobia, fear of beards. Pagonophobia is a fear of beards. This usually stems from an alarming incident with a bearded person. It could also arise from a person not liking that a beard hides someone's face. People with pagonophobia will avoid people with beards and may even have anxiety when looking at a picture of someone with a beard. They usually will not be friends with someone who has a beard and will feel extremely nervous when talking to someone who does. Number 8. Vestiphobia, fear of clothing. Vestiphobia is a fear of clothing. For many people, this manifests as a fear of a specific garment. For others, it might come from a fear of tight fitting clothing that causes them to feel restrained. In other cases, it is a fear of all clothing. Vestiphobia can arise from an allergy to a specific type of garment or a traumatic event associated with a certain piece of clothing. For example, there have been cases where former soldiers develop a fear of military clothing. Number 9. Decidophobia, fear of making decisions. Decidophobia is a fear of making decisions. Making any kind of decisions can seem impossible for someone with decidophobia, as they do not trust their own opinions. A person with decidophobia may rely on others to help them with decision making. They may even turn to external sources such as astrology for advice. Decidophobia could be part of a larger mental health disorder called dependent personality disorder. One of the symptoms of dependent personality disorder is relying on others to make decisions. Number 10. Esoptrophobia, fear of mirrors. Esoptrophobia is a fear of mirrors, sometimes also referred to as spectrophobia or ketopatrophobia. Fear. People with this fear are unable to look at themselves in a mirror. This fear may also extend to any reflective surface. This fear may stem from superstitions about mirrors. For instance, a person may be afraid of breaking a mirror as they believe it will cause them bad luck. Others may fear that they will see something supernatural in a mirror, such as a ghost. In some cases, esoptrophobia develops from low self-esteem, where a person is ashamed of their physical appearance and therefore does not want to see them in a mirror. In some cases, it can also lead to depression. Number 11. Phobophobia, fear of phobias. Phobophobia is a fear of phobias. This can be described as free-floating anxiety where a person spirals in a circle of anxiety from fearing fear itself. In that respect, it is a self fulfilling prophecy. Phobophobia is commonly co-diagnosed with other types of specific phobias and is often associated with anxiety disorders. People with phobophobia will often avoid social situations or other situations that can lead to anxiety. When extreme, it will greatly interfere with an individual's everyday life. So, guys, that was all for today. Bye.